Andrew Bodden with Farms.com, and I'm joined with Clay Eastwood, applied meat scientist at PIC. So, Clay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Andrew. Like he said, my name is Clay Eastwood. I'm an applied meat scientist for PIC, working as part of our global technical services, and really working with the plant to ensure that plant process gets the most out of our genetic quality.
So, tell us a little bit about what we're looking at right here.
Sure. So this is Pork Chop Studio. So you might be, curious, what is Pork Chop Studio? Well, it's an advanced imaging system, so a camera, and what that does is it actually takes a picture of a pork chop and allows us to evaluate pork quality traits from high-resolution images.
Okay, so what kind of data information are you getting that makes it so valuable?
So today, we've actually trained the model to evaluate marbling. We did that by using trained evaluators, where we looked at thousands of different images and then trained the model to be able to recognize marbling patterns and characteristics. And so that data is actually currently being fed back into our genetic selection. We're also working to collect data to be able to do and evaluate traits like pH, color, as well as tenderness.
Okay, so now you're getting this data back into the system. How are we going to use this to make it beneficial for everyone?
So the great part about doing something like this is historically how we've collected the data. Even though we've been using trained evaluators, humans are subjective. We're not going to get it right all the time. There's an element of fatigue and things of that nature. And so anytime we can implement something that's an objective measure, it's only going to strengthen our data set and allow us to do things at a much larger scale. And so that kind of data feeding back into our genetic selection also allows us to accelerate the improvement, but really just gives us high quality data that really supports our genetic development from a pork quality perspective.
Okay, that's fantastic.
We've already got a few different chops here of different marbling color, things like that. So we've already got one here placed under the camera. And so the plant that we work with, where we're currently implementing this, they have a device just like this where they're collecting this data on our behalf, and it's really simple. Once the chop is placed here, all you have to do is press this button, and what we get is we get a measure for pH, marbling, color. We also get some of the tenderness and other things. That's where we're continuing to collect that data to train the model. But marbling, you can see this chop is right around a 2, and just to show a difference here, where we get a chop with a lot more marbling, and you can see that this chop has a marbling score of over 3. We still get the pH, color, tenderness measurements as well. You can see that it's also measuring kind of the size and shape of the pork chop. And so as we think about future opportunity, there's just the opportunities really are endless for how we could potentially use this technology in the future. Well, that's the really exciting part of this, because Pork Chop Studio is really just another tool in our tool chest of our larger digital phenotyping work that we're doing. We've already been incorporating into our genetic selection the feet and leg scoring, as well as some of our longevity characteristics, but we're also looking at things like pig behavior and continuing to collect that data and hopefully include that going forward as well.
That's fantastic. So if people need to get more information, they want to learn more about kind of what PIC is doing in this digital world, how can they do that?
Anytime you want to contact our applied meat science team, if it's related to pork quality, we're happy to have a conversation, but our digital phenotyping team, as well as the larger team at PIC, are happy to answer any questions related to the technology and how we're implementing that.
Perfect. I really appreciate your time today, and on behalf of Farms.com, we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.